Hello, I'm Daniel, and welcome to the Emunah Project. In our continuing series of videos on basic concepts, what we're going to do now is we're going to review the 6 constant remembrances. These are 6 things that we are always to keep in our minds, always to remember, never ever forget them. They're very, very important. They're monumental concepts, and here they go. First is Yetzias Mitzrayim, the Exodus from Egypt. We say that many, many times during the day. We make reference to God taking us as a people out of Egypt, from the house of slavery, from the house of bondage, and taking us out of captivity. The second one, Matan Torah, the giving of the Torah, and from our perspective, the receiving of the Torah. We are the people of the book, and if we don't have the book, we don't have anything. This is God giving us His word, His instructions on how to live. So, Yetzias Mitzrayim, Matan Torah, Shabbos, number 3, Shabbos. We were always supposed to observe the Sabbath and to remember the Sabbath. A fundamental concept. It gives meaning to the week, and it also constantly, as a constant reminder that God created everything, and that on the 7th day He rested, and we, emulating the Creator, we rest on that day. Number 4, the Chet HaEgel, the sin of the golden calf. We went from the heights of receiving the Torah to the depths of the sin of the golden calf. That is what you call a status drop. We remember the highest point, and we remember the lowest point immediately following that. So, Yetzias Mitzrayim, Matan Torah, Shabbos, Chet HaEgel. Remember Amalek. The king of Amalek attacked the Jewish people. He was the first nation to attack the Jewish people. He went out of his way. It wasn't, the Jewish people were going from Egypt to Mount Sinai. Amalek's territory wasn't even near there. First of all, he went out of the way, and it was a sneak attack from the rear, attacking the weak, the defenseless, the elderly, the infirm. We have to remember that the diabolical, cowardly nature of that attack we can never forget. And remember Miriam. This is referring to Miriam's offense, for which she got tsaras, loosely and badly translated as leprosy. It was a lashon hara against Moshe Rabbeinu. So, going through them again, leaving Egypt, the exodus of Egypt. This is where we as a nation started to come together and move forward. Next step, Matan Torah, receiving the Torah, giving of the Torah, receiving the Torah. This is the moment where the Jewish people became the Jewish people as we know them. Shabbos, the old saying, more than the Jews kept Shabbos, Shabbos kept the Jews. The entire week leads up to Shabbos. It's like one big flashing neon arrow pointing to Shabbos. It is fundamental to the Jewish people. The sin of the golden calf, the Chet HaEgel. This is something that we must remember. We don't only look at the good things. In order to have balance, in order to have truth, you also have to look at the bad. And like I just mentioned before, we went from the heights to the depths in a very, very short time. The sin of the golden calf. This is what caused Moshe Rabbeinu to break the tablets. Interesting little observation. Why did Moses break the tablets? I mean, God basically told him, these guys are down there, they're doing idolatry, and he comes down, he sees Joshua, he says, listen, what's this noise? Oh, they're getting ready for war. And Moses goes, I don't think so. So he sees the golden calf. He sees the people bowing down and worshiping the golden calf. He basically already knew. what got him to break the golden calf. And a wonderful observation was given to me by Rabbi Skobach. He says, what no one told him was the dancing. He could have figured, oh, well, they've been waiting, they lost a little heart, they were discouraged, they've been slaves for all this time. That maybe he could have understood. That maybe he could have, taken into account. But they were dancing, that they were into it, that is what broke Moshe Rabbeinu's heart. That's why he threw down the tablets. Very, very interesting note. I heard it from Rabbi Skobach. I'm not sure where he heard it from, but I've never forgotten that. Then Amalek, the treachery of Amalek. Amalek became basically the standard throughout the generations of all the enemies of the Jewish people. Shabbos Zachor, the Shabbos before Purim, we read the section that says, remember Amalek. Haman, the villain in the story of the book of Esther, is a descendant of Amalek. And we must always remember that. And finally, Miriam. Lashon Hora, today probably more than any other generation before us, the potential for spreading Lashon Hora, especially online, social media, is staggering. People's reputations can be ruined in an instant by an unwise, careless choice of words. Remember the lesson of Miriam. So, once again, leaving Egypt, getting the Torah, Shabbos, sin of the golden calf, Amalek, and Miriam. These are the 6 constant remembrances. One more thing to put in your little quiver of knowledge. We'll be doing more videos along this line. Until then, on behalf of the Emunah Project, I'm Daniel, and thank you too much.